Okay, this video is on what love is. So I'll get to it real quick. The most simple definition is self-giving. And then the opposite of love is using others. So you have loving and then you have using. So think of a child. A child, you give the works of your hands, you give your time, you give your intellect, your wisdom, knowledge, understanding, your emotions, literally your flesh and blood. Everything that you are, you give. So, like, it's a sacrifice. The more that you sacrifice, the stronger your bond of love is. And then what happens is people confuse loving and using in relationships. What's in between loving and using is indifference, because love is an act and using is an act. Using is virtues. It involves virtues, whereas the using involves sins. Sin in Hebrew means miss the mark. It's an old archery term for like a bow and arrow, and then you have a bullseye and a mark. Well, when you miss the mark, that's sin. You, like, literally, that's what it literally means. You miss the mark. So the virtues are the mark, and then sin means miss the mark. So like in a relationship, like with your child, you want your child to know all the virtues. You want, the virtues are internal strengths, whereas like all the sins are weaknesses. They're internal weaknesses. So like what you'd want to do is teach your child like all of the strengths to make them stronger, make them a better person. You don't want to see your kid just like miserable, and teach them like all the things that like make them, interiorly bad. So, same thing in relationships. Like you sacrifice, like people who use each other, or they love what they get from each other, when sacrifice comes along, it drives them apart. Whereas people that love each other, the more that they sacrifice and know the other one is willing to sacrifice for them, the more that they do that and know that the other one's willing to do that, the stronger their bond of love becomes. So like that's what you want. So that's pretty much what love is. Oh, one other thing is that like it's really simple to make the virtues easier. There's like 7 deadly sins, and all the confusing sins and everything that there are, they all fall under one of the 7 categories of the 7 deadly sins. So all you have to do is know the 7 deadly sins, and then whatever sin that it is that you're working on, what you do is you say, well, what category does that fall under? And then you find the opposite virtue, or in a dictionary you find like the antonym. You find synonyms, and say, gee, it seems like this. But like you look up all the synonyms and you'll find out exactly what it is, and then you look up the antonym, and then that will be like the cure for it. So like all you have to do is know the 7 deadly sins and then all of the opposite antonym virtues to fix the problems in a relationship. But I hope that helps you, and that's what love is. So thank you for watching.